Today we're talking to City manager Ian Allinson. At the end of our four-match winning streak, the Saints gone down 2-1 at home to Maidstone United, a game in which we conceded early goals at the start of both halves, Ian, and come back once we did it, but we couldn't do it a second time.
No, and it's something we spoke about at length before the game, about starting the game sharper, starting it brighter, and not giving other teams a head start. And unfortunately, before the 10th minute mark again, as we found ourselves 1-0 down, and it's very difficult, especially when you're playing teams in the top sort of 4 or 5 in the league, that you can't give them a head start. And today we've done exactly the same. Showed great character to get back into the game, and even at 2-1 we've hit the post, had a couple of half chances, but we're always going to leave ourselves susceptible to a counter attack.
That first half, it did look like we could be overrun the first 15-20 minutes, but you say we came back well, showed character, and Louis found us 5 in 5, and another great strike.
Fantastic strike, yeah, and as I say, but it comes from the fact is that we have gone behind again early. We're still starting to chase the game very quickly, and we probably didn't need to chase it as quickly as we did, but we got back in the game and we had a couple of half chances. I know Theo's had another shot that's gone all over the place and hit the keeper's legs and flew off, could have gone anywhere, but we also looked under pressure ourselves from their set pieces and long throw, which was causing us a lot of problems all afternoon.
I think we can sympathise with long throws, so we're pretty good at them as well.
Well, it was something that's been good for us over the last few weeks, and it's just something I felt could cause them problems in their own box today, and it did on numerous occasions. We caused them some problems, but again, the pitch was quite bobbly today, which doesn't really look, for us to go and play some great football. So you've got to play the elements, which we did. And as I said, I think we huffed and puffed a bit, especially in the second half. And the more we tried to chase the game, I always felt that we was going to leave ourselves exposed at the back for a third, which didn't happen, and we rode our luck on a couple of occasions.
Ben Martin came off at half time injured.
Yeah, he's pulled a muscle in the side of his ribs, just in his ribs there. He caught it in the first half when he headed the ball clear, and we tried to patch him up, but he was in too much pain, and we've had to obviously take him off at half time.
We struggled to get hold of the game in certain areas. The midfield maybe wasn't dominant as it has been in recent games, which, particularly in the second half, I think left Charlie and Louis a bit stranded up front. Yeah,
I said that in the change rooms there. I felt their midfield today were a little bit better and stronger than ours, and I felt they caused us problems. We tried at one stage to bring Michael Falasitas back in there, but it took away the strength of us going forward, and obviously the last 20 minutes, again, we had, as we said there, we threw caution to the wind. We've actually threw him up front again. Michael left himself a little bit exposed in the area where they're free in there, and obviously they kept recycling the ball from that area. They were much stronger than us, I felt, in that area, but that's the reason why they're second, because they've done that all season. They have been difficult to play against, and it showed again today. They've got good players in there that all recycle the ball lovely, and it causes teams problems.
The players can't mope around all week feeling sorry for themselves. Time is running out, although a couple of other sides down the bottom have lost again today. They've got to pick themselves up straight away and get back to winning ways next week. Yeah, we have to. We've still got 5 games to go, and as you said, teams around us all lost today. It's still wide open. We're still in there now, as we've said before. It's really in our hands now if we go and win the games we've got left. And that's what we've got to do. We've still got to start being positive. We've still got to keep being on the front foot. We've still got to look to try and score goals. It's just unfortunate, really. The 2 games we've lost in that period is obviously Sutton and Maidstone, which I don't want to lose any games, but unfortunately we've not lost points to teams in and around us, which is the most important thing at the moment. And when we obviously play Havant and teams like that, we've got to make sure that we don't drop 3 points to those teams. Well, next week we're away to the side. Maidenhead United got a very good home record, but we've picked up a bit away from home of late, so we just got to go for it, haven't we? Yeah,
exactly. As I said when I first come in, we've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. We've got to try and win as many games as we can, and we're only going to win games by scoring goals. I think you've seen again today, if we try and keep it tight, there is mistakes in us still. I felt both goals today could have been stopped if we'd have defended properly. We didn't defend it properly. We didn't clear our lines on the first one, and certainly there was a back pass from Tom Bender that led to a corner, which we recycled it from there. We broke away, never really got set in terms of us defending, and before we know where we were 2-1 down.
A win would have been nice, but I think most people would have been happy with a point today.
I think before the game we said it, if we get a point today, and knowing some of the games that were around, that would have been ideal, especially with Havant obviously losing in the end. That would have put us 3 points behind them. Hayes and Yeading obviously have been beaten, and Bath have been beaten, so we've got to take that as a bonus from us not picking up 3 points. But it was always going to be a tough game today, but as you said there, a point would have been great, I felt.
we got a couple of late bookings there. It just seemed like the frustration was getting to the players.
Yeah, we lost our discipline in the last 10-15 minutes. I think they were getting frustrated with some of the decisions the referee would give. One notable when Michael Falasitas went through and got pulled back, and the ref took it back probably 30 yards further than he should have done. But I think we got frustrated from the fact is that things have been going with us well over the last couple of weeks. We just couldn't force that ball into the net, even though some of the corners and set pieces we caused them lots of problems. We just couldn't do it. They were throwing bodies in front of everything, and we left ourselves open, as I keep saying, to that counter attack, which they could have quite easily gone and got a third. And Joe's made a couple of good saves late on.
Talking to some of the Maidstone people today at the end of the game, hopefully they weren't just being nice to us, but they felt the sides at the bottom. We looked about the best of the bunch. Not that it gets us any extra points.
No, and that's not so much disappointment, but it's the fact is that I feel we've got a good squad in there, we've got a good team in there, and we have to believe in what we keep doing. It's very nice for him to say that, but we didn't get any points, so we have to use that as a bonus to keep pushing on. We've made some frailties in us today, I felt, which we hadn't had in previous weeks, but that might be because we're playing Maidstone and not one of the lesser sides in the league, and that's no disrespect to anybody in the lesser sides. It's the fact is that I think Maidstone are very, very well organised. Jay Saunders has got his team very organised in terms of what he wants. Every single person knows their jobs, and I felt today some of ours didn't do their jobs as well as what they've done in the past.
One team selection there was interesting. Danny Green was on the bench first time this season, I guess.
Yeah, Danny's been out since I think pre-season, where he broke his nose and then he got an infection through the operation, so he's been out all season. So he's been training with us over the last couple of weeks. He had a game, I think, in the County League last week for Sanders Rovers. Came through that okay. He's been training with us again on Thursday. Feels okay, and just an inclusion there that can help us in terms of 2 or 3 positions the lad can play in. He's got a good energy about us, and as we go into the last sort of 5 or 6 5 games now, we're going to need to use that.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. Just a reminder then, Saints gone down 2-1 at home to Maidstone United today. We're next in action on Saturday the 9th of April. A short trip down to Maidenhead. Kick-off at York Road in the National League South is at 3 p.m.